Neverwinter's Mirage weapons were nerfed again. And the Vault of Stars will now be available. Welcome my Neverwinter friends. There are quite a few changes coming along with today's changes in Neverwinter. Neverwinter's Mirage weapons are going to be nerfed once again, but they're saying they'll be scaled back up later. Perhaps it's to keep things in line with other artifacts that are being changed. So the Mirage weapon set will be reduced yet one more time, but then it will go back up. So to clarify, with this change that's 2 times overall, down then back up. Neverwinter's new Vault of Stars dungeon will be available in the public queue, but all the other private queues are going to be off limits. And I'm wondering if they want to force elite players to help other players not in a closed group or clique to more evenly distribute drops, or just to cause more players to work together, or some other issues come up, but I don't really know. Stab that like button if you will as we continue. There were quite a few changes, and I'm going to highlight some of the bigger changes that might impact you. You can take a look at artgames.com to find out more details if you want. In Neverwinter's new Mod 20 Sharndar, Festering Snod achievements will now add to the progress in the Sharndar intro quest. Players who may have accidentally abandoned the weekly quests in new Sharndar, Point of Contention, or Unfinished Business can pick up the quests again. There was an issue with an NPC getting stuck behind the exit portal where it couldn't be targeted, but that's been fixed too. Banner artifacts power match each other. Blood Crystal Ravenskull has had the shield duration lowered to 7 seconds from 14. The bonus from missing health has been reduced along with the scaling. Tiamat's Orb of Majesty has had the damage reduction reduced, all the way down from 30% to 15%. It's interesting to me why some of these items the programmers were fixing were so out of line to begin with. If it seemed like a good idea to make them good in the first place, why cause players to invest time and effort to obtain them just to rebalance things later? I've never understood why this seems to happen so often, except that I'm not a programmer, and maybe when you're typing changes in, 14 and 30 don't look like much, or seem like much, but what can I say? There were 2 class changes. Fighters Retaliate will not deal damage twice anymore, but they did increase the magnitude from 300 to 500 to less than the Angst. Warlock's Infernal Spheres now show a proper cooldown when they're moved to the tray, and damage from rogue bleeds will be reduced, although I'm not sure if this is just when used with the Mirage weapon set. There were some companion changes. Multiple companions debuff no longer stacks. Sergeant Nox's Wisdom gives the appropriate player combined ratings. Baby Owlbear's Presence again deals damage the way it's supposed to. And Mercenary's Discipline gives combined ratings. Ox's Instincts will no longer stun the player. We're not done. Shadowclad enchantments, defensive stacks are now properly removed with deflect stacks when deflecting. And there were several changes to several enemies, but I'm not going into all that except for Castle Never. If you've been struggling there, the Rotting Undead have had their damage reduced by 67%. Now that's really going to piss the undead off. So watch out. Infernal Citadel Morzok Spine Toss does 33% less damage. Zephiel Fireburst does 25% less damage, and Hellfire Engine Overcooked does a reasonable amount of damage. But if you're taking the damage, any damage can feel like bad damage. Lair the Mad Mage has had some changes that should help with performance issues, and Valindra's Tower has had Shatterspine's health reduced, and Valindra's health increased. I didn't realize they were big issues, but okay. Guys, again, why so many issues to begin with? Ark, can you please help us understand why? For general items, I'm only going to mention a few. Eldritch Runestones will no longer double during special double Refining Stone events, and Stronghold Healing Potions now heal for 20% of maximum health, not current health. More artifact changes continued. The Darkened Storyteller's Journal now says it gives critical severity instead of armor penetration, and Sigil of the Cleric gives a combined rating at mythic level. There were several changes to specific gear, but due to the number of changes in Neverwinter's most recent patch, or this one, I'm only going to mention that the combined rating value granted by new rings has been increased. Seals of the Wild are now available from the VIP seal vendor, so that's nice. The Rewards Claim Agent lets you pick up Sordell if you bought one in the Zen Market, and the Looking for Love title will bind to your account instead of just a character. If you want more great helpful tips in Neverwinter, check out my playlists, and you'll get lots of help there. There you go, lots of stuff to think about here. I'll see you in the game.